Alright, so now we'll go over the different types of end mills that you can use. So the end mills are basically like the bit that we put on the end of the CNC router. So there's three major types. So there's square, so the bottom of this is flat. Square, ball nose, so as you can see there's a little bit of a curve there at the very tip. And then V-carve, V-cutters. So taking a look at the box for the square that's in there right now, so you can see the tool number, so specified by the manufacturer, square, 1/4 inch in diameter for the cut, 3/4 of an inch for the length of the cut. So 3FL stands for 3 flutes. So if you take a look at this, you can see there's 3 different parts that spiral all the way up. And then it's 2.5 inch overall length from here to all the way on the inside here is 2.5 inches. So the square end mill that we have in here, square end mills are good for flat surfaces and just overall cutting. So if you want to do any sort of flat cutting is good. So there's 2 different types. So there's spiral down and spiral up. So right here is another flat end mill that you can see on the box is spiral down. So spiral down means as it's cutting, it's going to push all the material that it collects downward. So that's better if you care more about your upper surface. So if you have a pocket that has upper surface you're cutting into and then the lower surface, so spiral down is good to peel the material away from the upward surface. And spiral up, which I believe this one is good if you want a flat bottom surface on the underside of this to pull the material up and have a nice smooth bottom. So now moving on to the ball nose. So as you can see, it's rounded at the tip there. And that's really useful if you have 3D geometries. So not only an up and down and then like move in the pocket, but if you have 3D contouring that you use in more advanced softwares like Fusion 360 or any other 3D cam, this is really good for rounding, but it's not very good for flat cuts because the tip of this end mill has, since it's circular, it has like a radius, it'll leave like an indent for every line that it does for flat pieces. So this is only to be used for 3D curves. And now the final shape is the V cutter. So as you can see, it cuts into a very precise point at the tip and then gets wider as you go outwards. So this is like a stylistic look, and it's usually used for if you have text that you want to write into the wood. Most signage is made using V cutters for the letters.